champion, baby! We got champion!
He is fighting one of the most decorated strikers the sport has ever known. Alistair Overeem is a former K1 Grand Prix champion in kickboxing. He won the Strikeforce Mixed Martial Arts Heavyweight title. He won the Dream Mixed Martial Arts Heavyweight title. And now he has an opportunity to fight for the UFC belt.
Yeah, it's been 22 years training and competing, and it has been a ride. It feels like destiny. One fight away from becoming UFC heavyweight champion. If there's one guy who can ruin that Cleveland party, it's me. September 10th, the belt is coming to me.
Nothing I haven't seen before, and he hasn't seen me yet.
I am more experienced. I have more KOs. I'm going to be leaving Cleveland with the belt.
If he's going to make Willer hurt, something's going down. He ain't going to be me, though.
Alistair Overeem started training and competing at age 14. By age 24, he had 20 career fights, Joe, including the Pride Grand Prix.
I mean, he's had an incredible career. So many kickboxing fights, so many MMA fights, K1 Grand Prix champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion, Dream heavyweight champion, ups and downs inside the octagon, the spectacular UFC debut against Brock Lesnar, where he looked virtually unbeatable. The ups and the downs, but lately has looked amazing. Has really found a balance, has lost a lot of mass, has settled into a lighter frame, decided that somewhere around 240 seems to be like the sweet spot. And then he was bigger and heavier, he just had a hard time with endurance, especially when he was dealing with the third, fourth, well, he didn't really get into the fourth and fifth rounds, but those longer round fights. So what he has done is sort of settle in to the right amount of training, moved to Jackson's, training in Albuquerque, New Mexico for this fight. World-class trainers, world-class people to compete with inside the gym, and the results inside the octagon have been amazing, particularly in his last fight where he stopped Junior Dos Santos.
The challenger steps into our Metro PCS prep point. Metro PCS, we get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30, period.
The Junior Dos Santos fight was particularly impressive because Junior has looked so good lately as well. And after that, he stopped Andre Arlovsky. And he just really showed the full game that he possesses over the last few fights he's had inside the octagon. The Stefan Struve fight, the unanimous victory over Roy Nelson, really come into his own.
22 years of training and competing, and tonight he has the opportunity to become a UFC champ. championship home from Curitiba, Brazil. The first championship for Cleveland in 52 years.
One of the interesting things about Stipe Miocic is his ability to handle pressure, Mike. And we saw that in the Curitiba fight because he was there in front of a massive, hostile crowd, and he looked so incredibly calm before the fight. And that calmness and that ability to handle pressure is what allowed him to stay composed as Fabricio was chasing after him and land a couple of excellent punches, and then finally the big one that took out Fabricio and won him the UFC heavyweight title. He is a man who knows how to compete. He is an excellent athlete, and he is a guy who has grown inside the octagon, particularly since his fight 2 years ago with Junior Dos Santos. He had a 5-round war with Junior Dos Santos, which was really the first fight that he had with a world championship caliber fighter. Went the distance, lost a very close decision in an excellent fight, but it was an indicator of how good he really is, and from then has looked amazing. The stoppage victory of Mark Hunt was sensational. When he blew Andre Arlovski out of the water, it was incredible. And then got his title shot against Fabricio Verdum and capitalized in the most perfect way you can.
Cleveland, Ohio zone, Stipe Miocic. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. The champion is 34. The challenger is 36. Overeem, 3 pounds heavier. Everything else is identical. To get it underway, the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Ohio State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Bernie Pravato, Chairman B.J. Sugar. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Carlo Urso, Derek Cleary, and Eric Cohen. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light, Raise One to Right Now, and Metro PCS, where you can get nationwide coverage on the blaring fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 41 wins, 14 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 249 pounds. Fighting out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, presenting the former Strikeforce heavyweight champion and the number 3 weight heavyweight contender in the world, the challenger, Alistair, the Reeb Overeem. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 246 pounds. Fighting out of Independence, Ohio, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
Okay, gentlemen, been over the rules in the dressing room, you know exactly what I expect. You listen to me at all times, you keep yourself protected at all times. When I say stop, you stop. Do you want to touch gloves, do it now? Let's do this.
Miocic, Overeem. 5-minute rounds. Here we go! Black trunks for the champion. Blue trunks for the challenger.
Alistair Overeem has taken a cautious approach as of late, moving around a lot and looking to counter-strike, particularly early in the fight. Look for him to use a lot of movement and avoid the rush of Stipe. He likes to fight from the southpaw position and throw hard power kicks with that left leg. And on the inside, he has some of the best knees in the business.
Overeem has beaten 6 former UFC champions. He is 4-0 since moving to Jackson Link MMA. Miocic has won in 43 seconds, 35 seconds, 54 Joe, and 2:47 to take the belt from Purdue.
And there was that hard power kick that we were talking about. Look at that. He's literally running.
Oh, my goodness!
He got the guillotine.
Can he finish it right here, right now?
His guillotine is nasty.
Miocic in huge trouble.
No, he's not. Not even.
He's out. And he's chasing Overeem down.
He's still wobbly, though, Mike. He's still wobbly. He's on shaky legs. He looked a bit unsteady when he got up there, Mike. Big welt under his right arm from that left power kick. Stipe shocked and rocked early. And you're dealing with an incredibly high-level striker in Alistair Overeem. Arguably the most decorated guy in the history of this division.
If he leaves with this belt, there will be no argument. And as far as a striker, maybe unmatched all time.
Oh, well, for sure, there's never been a guy. Oh, he caught him there. Stipe caught him with a left. Oh, and Alistair caught him.
87th overall fight for Overeem. Stipe right in the pocket.
Right hand by Stipe. Alistair's in trouble.
And the crowd reacts.
Alistair's in trouble, Mike. And he got tagged again. He's got to get off the cage. And for Stipe, he's got to move in and close the show. And he tags him again. Good right hand by Stipe.
Good combination.
Beautiful left to the body by Stipe.
Miocic, the aggressor. Again, he connects. He doesn't want to chase, though.
Alistair's hurt, Mike. He's hurt.
Big kick.
Oh, he hurt him again. He hurt
And an
Stipe.
uppercut.
And a knee to the body.
Don't want to chase. Alistair Overeem, hurt or not.
Both guys have been hurt in this first round.
Stipe took a quick glance at the clock after Overeem connected a moment ago.
Alistair's wild here, throwing big, winging shots from the outside. Boy, I don't like his defense at all. Hands down. This really seems intent on preserving his energy. Oh, he tagged him again.
Miocic standing right in the pocket. Throws his own kick. Combination.
Good combination by Stipe.
His technical boxing is outstanding.
And Alistair's just winging these weird, crazy punches.
Stipe on top.
Hammer fist by Stipe.
Big ground and pound to the body.
Alistair's in all sorts of trouble here, Mike.
Postured up. Big
Alistair's
shot.
He's out.
It is all over. Stipe Miocic
Stipe Miocic. What a victory.
Cleveland still has a UFC World Champion. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Overeem early. Boom. Knocks Stipe back. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Overeem early. Boom. Knocks Stipe back, and he swarmed. But Miocic, the aggressor, uppercut, patient, chasing down Overeem, and you want to talk about vicious ground and pound, hammer fist, postured up, pinpoint accuracy, title defense complete. They're celebrating here in Cleveland. Just like that. Time for our official decision brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 27 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
I'm here with the winner and still champ.
Oh, wait! Oh, wait! Oh, wait!
Cleveland loves you, Stipe. What a fight. What a fight. What a round. Did that go anything like you expected?
Well, he kicked harder than I thought, you know. I think he put me on my ass, didn't he? I mean, I wasn't hurt, but he just put me on my ass. I felt fine. He got that guillotine, whatever. I train every day, like, you know, I'm a boxer, wrestler. I train that shit every day, but hey, I don't give a shit. I won the fight. I'm still heavyweight champ, like I said I was.
So when you got dropped here, you weren't hurt? It was just a flash knockdown?
Not even. I was just, they put me on my ass. He kicks hard as fuck. When I get kicked by him, I wouldn't kick either.
I believe there was a punch, too, that dropped you. That was one of the moments in the round. It was a wild back and forth round. But when you had him up against the cage, it seemed, first of all, were you shocked that he was moving away from you as much?
Yeah, I don't think we're get with this. I mean, and I understand why, you know, man. He's a tough guy. He's a veteran. He's fought the best in the world. Well, listen, man, I told you I'm keeping his belt for a long time.
Well, you kept his belt tonight, sir, and let's look at the finish. You got him down to the ground, and once you got him down, you rained down some ferocious ground and pound and eventually shut the lights out here. Give us your thoughts. What was going through your mind?
Shut him down. Put him out. Turn the motherboard off.
And you turned the motherboard off indeed. The winner and still UFC heavyweight champion. How good does that sound, sir?
OH! OH! That's it, baby, Ohio! Cleveland!
The baddest man on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, Stipe Miocic. I'm here with Alistair Overeem. Alistair, obviously the fight did not go as you wanted it to, but you did have your moments in the fight. You had him hurt, or at least it looked like you had him hurt. Give us your thoughts on what happened.
Stipe was the better man today. He's a great athlete. He's tough. He always comes to fight. there's one thing I can't say about the fight. I believe when I punched him and he went down, I followed him, I got him in a guillotine choke, and I clearly felt a tap. The ref didn't see it, the ref didn't jump in, so the fight continued. But in my opinion, he tapped, and it's a bummer. We're gonna have to go back to the drawing boards. I think I am the better fighter, but not today.
You think he tapped, and you think that, did you let go when you felt like he tapped?
Yes, the referee didn't come in, so, but he clearly tapped.
Well, let's take a look at it. We'll have the truck pull it, and let's look at the big screen. Let's take a look at it right here. You dropped him, you had him hurt, you grabbed a hold of the guillotine, you held on strong. We'll take a look at the whole thing in slow motion. Tell us when you see the tap. Here it is, you got it locked up. You felt like it was in the beginning? Did you see it there? You didn't see it there, but you felt it. We'll take a look at it one more time from another angle and see if we can isolate it, just to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see it one more time. Here's the punch. You dropped him. You had him hurt. You grabbed a hold of his neck. Where do you see the tap? That looks like he's trying to find his way through your arms. Well, it didn't look like a tap to us, but I understand that you felt that way, and thank you for a great fight. We'll see you again.
Cleveland, thank you very much for the hospitality. I can only say great things about this city. Thank you until next time.
Alistair Overeem, ladies and gentlemen.
Alistair Overeem denied his opportunity to win the last belt that he believes belongs on his great showcase of championships. And what a moment for Cleveland. What a moment for Stipe Miocic to defend here inside Quicken Loans Arena, to defend the title as a proud Clevelander the very first time the UFC comes to his hometown. The next time you'll see us back on pay-per-view, Britain's best returns to the UK, ready to defend his gold in Manchester, England.
There's nothing I do better in this life than fighting. Nobody's taking this away from me.
It felt good knocking out Michael Bisping, and I'm gonna do it again.
UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem, has been brought to you by the all-new Harley-Davidson Milwaukee 8 engine on the 2017 Touring line. Stop in for a test ride during the Discover More Open House, September 22nd to the 25th, only at your Harley-Davidson dealer. Live your legend. What a great shot that is. The UFC belt, the Cavaliers with their first world championship, and you know, we said it all night, and I brought you into Cleveland and you were loving it, and it was just outstanding. And how about the victory celebration, not just for Stipe, but for everybody in the crowd tonight?
Well, you were telling me you're from here. I mean, they love people from Cleveland. They are a loyal group, and they're a proud group. I mean, this is an awesome town. I mean, they came out in full force for Jessica I and big time for Stipe Miocic. And boy, what a show he put on. What a crazy fight. I mean, let's take a look at some of the action here. He got rocked here with his left hand. He got dropped. And, you know, Stipe says he was fine, and I believe him. You know, you look at where he caught himself there. He fell back, caught himself with his hands. It's not like he fell back with his arms. You know, there's different levels of getting knocked down and hurt, but we thought he was hurt. Obviously, it was good for Alistair. Alistair believed that he tapped in the guillotine, but that also part of that had to be the fact that he just got knocked unconscious.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot going on in your mind after you just get completely shut off. Now let's take a look at that part. Stipe's on top of him, and Stipe just hammer-fisted him, dropped punches down on him.
Vicious.
Oh, nasty. And, you know, he just brutalized him. And once he caught him, he let him there, right there. Boom, 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 and out go the lights. So, I mean, you can't really fault Alistair for having a distorted memory after that. I probably shouldn't even interview people after they get knocked out. It's not my call. I mean, I honestly believe that when someone gets knocked out, you should just leave them alone for a few days because there's so much missing as far as their memory. Most times they don't even know what happened.
Well, we know what happened earlier.
Yeah.
CM Punk's MMA debut. Young Mickey Gall, very respectful, but he made quick business of CM Punk's entrance into the octagon.
I got to say, I admire CM Punk for taking a chance. I really do. What he did was brave. It was courageous. But it was delusional. That's my feeling. My feeling when I was watching him hit the bag, when I was watching him train, and I was watching, you know, him punch things, I was like, man, it's not like he can't ever learn, but it's like there's a journey as a martial artist, and there's a path that each martial artist is on, and different people are on different paths. There's a reason why brown belts don't compete with white belts in jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Right.
It's because it's not fair. And what we saw tonight is not fair. It's just Mickey Gall's way better. He's really good. I mean, I watched that kid roll. I watched him take the back when he fought Mike Jackson. He's really good. And I just think that this is, you know, what happens when you take a guy who's an elite young kid and you have him fight someone who's a celebrity who wants to challenge himself. It's not the way to do it.
Right. CM Punk said this is not the end of the journey. He's very classy, inspirational to young people around the world, and what a night in Cleveland, and it finishes the way everybody wanted it to, with the champion remaining Stipe Miocic.
Yes, it finished the way a lot of people wanted it to in a lot of different fights tonight. I mean, it was a great night of MMA fights. If I had to give CM Punk some advice, I hate to harp on this, but I would say fight as an amateur.
Yeah.
Fight people at your level. I mean, he wants to do this. He wants to challenge himself. He wants to continue. God bless him. I mean, he's a fun guy. I like him. But this is not the way to do it.
Well, the way to do it is how Stipe Miocic did it. He did it quickly, he did it definitively, and he remains the champ.
Here's what's coming up inside the octagon. And the next 3 weeks are all on FS1. Next Saturday, it's an FS1 UFC fight night as Dustin Poirier faces Michael Johnson, with the main card starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. The following week, the slate of great fight action continues as Chris Cyborg faces newcomer Lena Landsberg from Brasilia, Brazil on September 24th. October gets started with an FS1 UFC fight night featuring top bantamweight contenders as John Lineker and John Dodson lock up in Portland, Oregon on October 1st, with the main card kicking off at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And it all leads to UFC 204, only on pay-per-view. When the count, Michael Bisping defends his middleweight belt for the first time against Hendo Dan Henderson. It's UFC 204 from Manchester, England. 10 in the East, 7 in the West. Don't forget, following tonight's event, you can watch the post-fight press conference live on UFC.com. And tune into the UFC 203 post-fight show with Karen Bryant, Daniel Cormier, Dan Hardy, and Megan O'Leary, all